How is everybody doing? Let me know. Welcome to Inktober. Day, what is it? Day 3. It's Mean Girls Day. Favorites. I chose a picture earlier. Look for my picture that I chose. I think it's of Arashiyama. Here we are. The word of the day is path. So I'm going for this path. Yeah, this will be good. Okay. Hi Nancy. Hi Claire. Nice to see you guys. Yes, this one should be good. Well, you can't see anything if it's like being like that, can you? Welcome. Here are the last few pictures that I've got. This was for yesterday, day number 2, and that is spiders. I imagine there's lots of spiders in this, don't you? And here's a little spider web as a little nod to that. We're using Etchr cartridge paper. And here's the first day, which was Dream, and this was based on the art aquarium in Tokyo, but that can also be in other places too. Welcome. My name is Kendal James. I think some of you know me. If you don't know me and you want to know more, ask away. I'll help if I can. Let's see what I can do here. No, just almost no win to way, no way to win. Right, Etchr. Here, Etchr Lab. Can you see that? I hope you can see that. Let's get this out here. Let's have a look. So I'm going to start off with pencil, as I have been doing the last few days. I'm going to give it a little zoom in. How are you guys doing? And have you been doing Inktober? I do hope you have. I understand if you haven't, but I do hope you have. We're going to be zoomed out for a second. I know you can't necessarily see that very well. I wonder if it's better without that light. You can see how bright my room light is, because there's this little thing here. Waiting to get some of those. How amazing are they? What were you talking about? What was I talking about that made you say that? Please let me know. I seem to have already forgotten that. To be fair, this is 11:30 p.m. at night for me here in Japan. I'm going to start this off in the middle. The important thing is the path. So I guess I'm going to give the path a little bit of space on the page. Not going to go crazy. The Etchr paper. It's very good. I say that hesitantly because a lot of their paper is of such a high quality because they use cotton in it, which means that when you put watercolor to it, it might not react as you've been used to your watercolor reacting. So I had a bit of a rude awakening as I was doing it live. I was live putting watercolor paint on the paper for the first time. And I was really not okay with how it was coming out. The water's got cotton, the paper's got cotton in it, which meant that it was just holding on to all of the color, as in like a sponge, and taking it in, which is excellent. It's great. It's archival. It's wonderful. But it was just not what I've been used to. I've been used to being able to use a piece of kitchen paper and remove to be able to remove the paint myself as I choose, and it stopped me from doing that. But you learn a new way of doing things. However, it is a lovely texture. It feels very nice. It's nice and thick as well. So all of those things are good, I think. This is slightly off center. That is absolutely fine. Give this a tiny zoom. I shall master this YouTube zoom, even though I'm told by others that it's not even really my fault. So that's fine. I'll take that. Tomorrow is Dodge. What does that mean? I don't think it is. I think you might be looking at the wrong, dare I say it? I think you might be looking at the wrong year. I don't think it is Dodge tomorrow. I might be wrong though. Let's have a look. Oh, you are right. You're right. Here, Inktober, inktober.com/rules. Dodge. Dodge a bullet. Should we draw ex-partners? What should we do? I don't know. That doesn't really show up very well, does it? Load. Yeah, tomorrow's Dodge. I guess I've totally actually just dodged even looking at that one. I'll have to find something. Any thoughts so far? I want to use pictures from my life in Japan. So I'm hoping there's somewhere I've been that represents dodge somehow. We'll see. So it looks like this. It's not very bright. Come on. Oh my gosh. I feel actually really angry with things just not working how I want them to. That's already as bright as it's going to possibly go. So that's fine. And it's also fine to be angry. So be as angry as you all like. There's loads of fluffies coming up here. And then this is a bamboo forest of Arashiyama, which you may not be able to see in the background just over there. Over here. Yeah. I don't even need to do much effort on this one today for the pencil. I try not to think about it too much, full stop anyway. Let me see. I want the bamboo to come up straight. So I'll turn the page, turn that little postcard that I've got around so I can try and get them in the right order. I'm not going to use a ruler because I can't be bothered. Almost never use rulers, but you have seen me use them a little bit. Got two people on here as well, and lots of texture and line is going to come into this path. There is a path there, and all of the trees kind of point to a path. This is what I'm saying. You can be as loose as you like with the topics. It's your art. Go crazy. Do whatever you like. It's probably quite hard to see because it's all paper. If the gimbal freaks out at some point, it's because it's on really low battery, so we'll see what it can do. You guys are thinking of dodge in a totally different way to me. Dodge literally means avoid something. To dodge, the verb to dodge means to avoid something. So that'll be a really interesting thing to try and find in my pictures. I won't be doing a literal dodge ball, that's for sure. And I won't be doing a dodge as in a car, because although I've heard people say that, I do not know what that means because I really don't know much about cars. I'm going to put my glove thingy on so that I don't smudge my work while I'm working on it, because I'm certain that this is the ink is going to come out the side of my Rotaring pen here. I'm not sure though. How are you guys doing? Let me know. Give this a little zoom in over here. And there's a really tiny detail that's going to happen over here. I don't think I ever use the word dodge. I do, like, oh, don't walk next to that guy, dodge him. Or if you're playing a video game, you might say, dodge the enemy over there, dodge that one. So I've got some pictures from going to Dragon Quest Island, so I could do a kind of I could for sure do a video game reference, I suppose. But yeah, I use it. It's in my vocabulary. Where do you guys live? What kind of English do you like to use? Or dodged a bullet, to use that phrase, to avoid something. So I speak British English, and yeah, I'm pretty sure if I put it out on my Facebook, all my friends will say, yeah, I just dodged a bullet yesterday. Or I had to dodge away from someone at the supermarket because they were going to run me over. Things like that, you know. Trying to get some little people in here. These are the ones that could go totally wrong. So get the person in there. Going to the theatre tonight. You live in Blackpool. Oh, well. People, from what I've heard, dodge Blackpool. They avoid going to Blackpool. I've also heard Blackpool is perfectly lovely, but you know what people in the UK are like. We like to complain about where we live quite a lot. I mean, I think it's a thing of people all over, actually. Do you know what I mean? There's a little dripping of water in the background in my home right now, which is slightly annoying. Have you guys ever watched Mean Girls? I just watched it for the first time while doing some other things just now. And it's October 3rd, which is in the meme culture today is Mean Girls Day, because she says it's October 3rd in the movie. The Lindsay Lohan days. Okay, this looks a bit like a robber is behind this lovely little woman, but there we go, got some in there. What are you going to see at the theatre? Yeah, the Artful Dodger. Hello, Dave. Rebecca, nice to see you. Learning a lot of new phrases right now. I've studied college classes and have been working on essays, so new people and new things to read and look up. Yes. Right. Let me get the difficult bits in first. I've got some more people back there, but they look really small. It's raining again in Japan. It's getting really autumnal in the air, but that's not the thing that's made it rain. It rains a lot around here. And that's coming from a British person. I think in Japan it rains a lot more than in the UK. You know what? In fact, I'm going to look that up later. The rainfall in both places. Because it bothers me that people say, I don't want to go to England, it's so wet. I'd never go to England for a holiday. I always want to say, get Japan off your list, you sillies. Be in for a rude awakening. They sell umbrellas here all year round. That's how bad it is. In the UK, you'll be hard pressed to find one when you need one sometimes, which I guess is its own problem. Right, we've got this pathway. This is bamboo, but the bamboo has gone all skew-whiff, which also might be a new phrase. A lot of things I say, I don't actually know how to spell, I think. I don't know how I'd start to spell skew-whiff. Have seen, didn't love. Yeah, I don't think I would have loved it if I'd watched it back then. I did quite like it watching it now, because I could take it with a million pinches of salt. You know? I don't know if the perspective is so excellent on what I'm doing here. I'm going to not read what you guys are writing right now, because I'm just doing some tiny little lines as a kind of shadow. So I'm focusing all my energy on that being nice and neat. This Rotaring pen is much, much better than I remember it being. I remember it spilling ink all over me, but it's been very well behaved. Okay, I'm going to go on the other side. I got a nice message from my partner yesterday. He said he put on the live stream to fall asleep, or he accidentally fell asleep. He said, my voice is the best sleepy song. That's a cute thing to say, isn't it? Which is great, because normally he listens to this AI robot Japanese lady character, which is quite funny, I think. I watched the first series. Oh, what is it? First series with Shell Dockley. First Noises, Matthew Kelly. First Noises. Oh. You've been to England 3 times, only rained once. Well, there you go. The Artful Dodger is from Oliver Twist. Are you guys talking about something else? Have I missed something? I'm going to do some little tiny dash marks around here to make it look like there's a different texture on the ground. I don't really know if my perspective is all that, but you know what? It's a bit hard to do it with a gimbal, a light, a slant, and all these other things in the way. So forgive myself for the way it's come out as it is. Right, over here, I think I'm going to do the fluffies, the top of the fluffies. Top of the fluffies here. So I'm going to not touch the pen tip too close. You can probably hear the scratchiness. Scratch is one of the one of the words actually in this list of Inktober prompts. So there's 31 prompts, one for every day of October. Scratch is one of them, and I think I'm going to do Ponkin, which is my partner's pet, Daegu. What have you said? Claire said, have you decided on your Halloween costume yet? No, because I've been at work all day, Japanese lesson. I've otherwise been very lethargic and tired. So that's been difficult. And also I did this at midnight last night. Same again. So, and also I won't be able to do the same. I won't be able to do anything tomorrow. I've got a very busy week. And a friend is visiting from the UK. Maltese British friend, so looking forward to showing him around, but my everyday is used up, sadly. So if I do come across a Halloween costume idea, it'll be by chance, and I should hope that I remember it. We'll see. So I'm doing it from the base here up, fluffing so that it can look like it's fluffy towards the top. You want the thinnest end of your fluffy object to be at the top of it, probably, if it's top fluffy. That's a phrase people use, I think. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Inktober. Nice to see you. Hello to everybody who's watching this in a catch-up way as well. I hope you're having fun and considering doing some Inktobering. Can we see this picture a bit better if I turn that light off? Gonna need a self-care rest day after all this. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't see where to fit one in just yet. It's a busy month, but at least I do have lots of nice things to do in this month. Even got next week's going to be a festival. Maybe on Monday not Monday next week. Monday in 2 weeks, I have a day of rest with my partner, which would be nice. I'm hoping none of the batteries run out. Real world problems. I like that. And thanks, Rebecca. Is it? Wait, yeah, Rebecca says I've got a nice soothing voice. Hi, Rosie. I'm going to go get, excuse me. I'm going to quickly go and get a charger for the gimbal because it's going to go. I don't think we want it to go. Ugh. While I'm trying to present to you guys. Yeah, put that one in. We don't need the extra light. We're going to go with no extra light. There we go. Gimbal's charged. We're going to be safe. Nice to see you, Rosie. Hello, welcome. Right, these are fluffy reeds. What can I say? I don't really know what they're called. It's probably a little bit too grainily pixelated, isn't it? But I'm going to try and see if I can make them look a bit more fluffy on top. Soothing voice, yeah, but he said sleepy song. Isn't that cute? It is nice going out with somebody who, being in a relationship with somebody who, whose first language is different to yours, because the way you learn parts of each other's language together is nice, I think. I say that, I don't learn much of his language from him because he's not a very good teacher at all. By that, I mean, if I make many mistakes, he just sort of says, what? Like, he's just not helpful. He's not patient. He'll sometimes teach me some things, but it's down to me to actually, like, get them inside my head and remember them. Who's going on a random adventure? I like the sound of that. I think I'm still going for the scratchiness here. So who else has made a start on some Inktobers? I really hope some of you have. If you're watching this after it's been live, just please comment and tell me. what you're working on. I hope you're feeling inspired, or maybe you guys just want to hang out in the podcast-like world of the kind of visual podcast world of YouTube, which is a bit like what this is. Can you believe that actually I'm not wildly far away from getting enough views to be at monetization? I need just about 300 more subscribers, just short of 300, but only 1,000 more watch hours, which isn't so bad. So if you are watching this and you're just listening, I don't know, and you're cooking or cleaning or something, just listen, just have it on. You're really helping me. I'm going to turn this one upside down so that I can get, I want the shadowy detail to be on the inside of this reedy-like area. So when you're making your art, don't be afraid to like turn it upside down to get the effect that you want. I'm itching to watch Hocus Pocus this year. I think I watched it a bit last year. Now, all of these pieces that I'm creating like this, I want to be able to watercolor paint them in after they're all created. Maybe we could do a watercolor paint along or something. I don't know. So I'm going to leave them black and white, but if you think some details are missing, don't worry, they can kind of be painted in another time. The gimbal said it was going to go on an adventure. Oh, that would be good. But it is midnight and raining. I don't know. It would be good for someone. It would probably stop working, wouldn't it? I reckon it would stop working. So, have you guys got any nice plans for autumn? What is your favorite autumn food? I love lots of stews and soups and things. So Japan is pretty good for one pot style stews. So I'm excited for some things like that soon. I had cheese on toast yesterday. Not very grand, but very delicious. I had it without being sick, because the last time I had that, I was not very well. You know what? I quite like the effect on this. What do you think? I think it looks quite good. I know the lighting is not daytime lighting. I guess I should invest in other stuff, but all costs money. Yesterday I got a tip. Thank you very much to a person called Darren who watched the video yesterday, who watched the live yesterday and left a tip. And two lovely people have purchased my last year's Inktober colouring book on my Etsy shop. So thank you so much. If I could get one little thing a day, that would be really good, wouldn't it? So please feel free to check out linktr.ee/Miss Kendal James if you want to see what that colouring book is all about, or find other ways to support me, or see what else I do. Go on, have a gander, have a look, enjoy. I think I want it to be a bit darker under here, so I'm going to cross-hatch, which basically means go the other direction over some of what I've already done, and it will make it look a bit darker in some of those areas. I don't want to do it too much because I was hoping it would look like it was all going in the same direction, but I think that looks pretty cool. It looks three-dimensional just using black, so that's cool. Pumpkin everything, good substitute for oils and cooking, and I can get it more affordably in the fall. Pumpkin itself is a good substitute for oil. I'm surprised. I love meat and potato pie in the autumn and winter. Oh, nice. Just a good old classic basic something, isn't it? I made something called omu rice the other day. Does anyone know and like Japanese cooking? Have you had omu rice? I made it myself. You make any kind of fried rice that you like, basically. They like one that's got ketchup in. So if anyone in Japan laughs at my British flavors and cooking. They're like, oh, salt and pepper, oh, just really plain boring stuff, and which they do. They're not polite about that. I just point out all of their food that is just deep fried or covered in ketchup, of which there is a lot of it. So be careful before you come at me, anybody, telling me my food in the UK is bad. And you don't be saying that until you've tried my cooking. I say, I've got a Japanese partner and he thinks British food is delicious. And that is my defense. But also, in no defense to myself, he would be quite happy eating even just a literal bowl of rice. So maybe he's not such a good judge. He does know when food is really good. He knows. Hello, everybody. I see some more faces come in. Nice to see you. Nice to meet you. We are doing Inktober. So if you've got pen and paper, go ahead, get stuck in, join us if you like, or just watch or enjoy the sounds. I have to turn this upside down in a second. There's some good sounds we've got. Unless the noise cancellation on my mic is excellent, in which case there isn't, and I'm sorry. And we're talking about autumn and maybe a couple movies. Basically autumn stuff is getting conversed about. Gosh, I hope I can keep up with this. There's a lot of repetitive motions there. Little ones. Maybe it'll be better if I was using a paintbrush. Paintbrushes aren't so detrimental to your wrist. Proper mashed potato with, sorry, what are you saying there, Claire? With old potato? Is old potato a special brand of potato, or are you suggesting that we leave the potatoes for a long time because they get more, I don't know, floury or something? Now, I use old potatoes all the time, but only because I forget that I've got potatoes and they grow a little potato colony in the cupboard. Right, turning this to the side. My partner bought me some. We went to Osaka and found pecorino cheese. Pecorino cheese is an Italian hard cheese made from sheep's milk. Oh my gosh, it's so yummy. Anyway, I found a lump of bacon, basically a lump of Italian ham in a totally different shop when I went to work. And I'm going to cut it up as if it's tiny little bacon lardons. And I think I'm going to just use cheese and 2 eggs and some pasta, the starchy, soupy sauce, and the bacon, just like 4 or 5 ingredients, really not many. And I'm going to make the most yummy, perfect carbonara. Okay, of course, there's going to be loads of black pepper all over it because that's how I roll. I'm going to do that cross-hatching thing again so that I can make it seem a bit darker on the inside here. So for those of you that do live, for example, in the UK or have been to the UK, have you been inside a pub and seen really old pictures that are etchings? The nib on this pen is so fine that it looks like little etched lines. And if you can't see the detail that clearly, then go on my Instagram and I'll have uploaded it onto my Instagram so you can see there. It's quite satisfying, but I realize I've probably done thousands of strokes already. Oh, nice. With chives and cheese. Who puts cheese in their mashed potato? I do sometimes. Got to get a cottage pie on the go. There's There's a British girl that lives upstairs, and I think I should treat her to a cottage pie. I'll make it. She's not so much for cooking herself. She's only been here since April or so, so she's not on it. So I say that as someone who lives in Japan, if you haven't watched the other videos, and if you haven't learned anything about me. But yeah, I live in Japan. Who's been to Japan? Did you like it? What area did you go to? Tell me everything. Okay, so I've got all of this. That's the kind of it's not baby bamboo, it's some kind of, it might be the dried tops or something, I don't know. But I'm gonna have to do bamboo up at the top. You can't mash potatoes when they are new in summer. In the summer they become old. New in summer. In the summer they become older and easier to mash. I found pigs and blankets in Lidl yesterday. I want to go to Lidl. Carbonara is your favorite. Oh really? I love risotto, and Japanese rice is so good for risotto, guys. It's that short, fat, starchy rice. It's so good for it. Right, I'm going to turn this on the side and do this great big tree trunk that's coming up through the middle. You know what? I'm going to do that thing where I'm a little bit more loose with it. So, I don't know if you've been watching the other videos, but I'm just holding the pen a little bit more towards the edge because that is a great way to get a much, much more realistic tree shape, because trees are wonky. And I'm going to do neat little lines in between that to try and make it seem much, much darker. So I'll try and do audio description of what I'm doing, because I know that it's not great to see an art thing when the lighting is not spectacular around here. It doesn't even matter where I've got plug sockets or anything. So, you know, who knows? I tried to encourage a student of mine to do Inktober earlier. She's 10 years old. I hope she watches this or watches something else, or decides, or even just decides to do Inktober herself. I really hope so. You don't have to spend hours doing it, guys. You can just do something really quick, honestly. So I'm kind of trying to make black without really coloring it in. This is a refillable pen though, so it's pretty good. It means I can use it lots and lots of times without destroying it, without buying loads more plastic and loads more pens. So that's something great about it, I think. There you go. And if you want to join in but you don't really want to do your own drawings, do check out that PDF on etsy.com/shop/Miss Kendal James, the same name as this. Then you can print it out and color in as you like, or use it for inspiration and do something like that. It should be fun. Spaghetti bolognese is so good to make. I made a slow cooked ragu. So that's like a 10-hour indulgent version of a spaghetti bolognese that I made in my slow cooker, which I've now lent to a friend in need, another Brit that has moved over here and doesn't have everything he needs. I'm like, all right, you can borrow my slow cooker. I want you to have useful things. But luckily I had frozen lots of ragu for myself first, and so I've been once a week having a really nice ragu from my freezer. I got so much to teach that guy. He's 23 years old, so he's got a lot to learn about living by himself, and I don't know where he's picked up all this nonsense from, but he was saying things like, oh, I wouldn't eat frozen food. Frozen food is really bad for you. I said, excuse me, if you've got frozen peas, they're more nutritious than peas that have been hanging out in your fridge for 3 days, regardless of what's fresh. And it's actually smart to to cook really great quality food yourself and have it ready for you when you're not in the mood to do cooking or you don't have the time to do cooking. So I'm going to learn this guy hard. Right, I want there to be tree-like, it's the top over here of the bamboo trees. You can't really see the detail of it. Can't see the detail too much in the picture, so I'm just giving the idea of it. And when this gets painted one day, hopefully I'll be able to paint a bit of color or lack of color between there so we can see that it looks a bit more like trees. Now, in a second, I'm going to do bigger bamboo over to this side and smaller bamboo, thinner like this, and then wider over here, and some little lines on it as well, I think. Yeah, spaghetti bolognese, so easy to make. Right, I'll start with those small ones. Just going to have to listen because I'm going to focus for a second. You've got to be confident about it if you want a good quality of line. A lot of people do lots of scratchy, sketchy lines, and that's great, but I'm trying to practice a kind of art of confidence here. And I want them to be clearer over in this bit where I'm coming up to now. So I'm going to slow them down so that the ink runs a lot more smoothly, and it should make it a stronger black line. Bamboo curves a little bit. If I do lots of foreground ones, it doesn't really matter where they all are. And I'm going to find some bits in here. Can you see there's lots of little lines on the trees? So I'm going to do some of those and maybe fit some bamboo in the background and cross-hatch kind of shading into it as well. We've got the other side as well. It looks like the fluffies are actually much taller on this side, and I've neglected to make them so tall. So I'm going to add some more. Sorry if you don't like this scratchy sound. Okay. This is that quick one, so it doesn't matter if they show up very much. It will make them look like they're more in the distance. Starting at the base and then going upwards so that the line fans off into a neat little point that almost disappears. Okay, slowing down to get wider bamboo stalks here. I have to have a good think about what around Japan I've done or seen that can count for tomorrow's dodge. I wonder. Oh, you like the scratching noises? Nice. They're quite Halloween-like as well, aren't they? Right, I'm gonna add some little nodules for the bamboo around here. And these are in the foreground, so I can even go over them, make them a little bit more dark. Do you see what I'm doing? These are closer to us as well, so I might do some extra little lines in there. So even if you don't think you're good at drawing or don't want to show anyone you're drawing or aren't going to live stream it like I have, I encourage you to just start drawing for your own sake. There we go. Sorry, the internet did just disappear, but thank you all very much for staying there. What was I saying? Every time that you touch your brush or your pen to the paper, it should feel just really satisfying and relaxing. So I encourage you to draw, even if you think you can't do it. And if you think you can't do it, stop telling yourself that. It's useless. All it's going to do is hinder your chances of ever starting something that might bring you a lot of joy. So don't do that. Let me see. Buffering. Yeah, the weather outside is really bad. So if the connection goes a bit wonky sometimes, I'm going to say that's why. Everybody okay? Everybody back? I've not died on you, but you might have, the internet might have died on you, this connection. I don't really know how YouTube keeps up with the amount of people that might be live streaming at any one time, to be honest. Is this too much detail to be adding? I'm doing like every bamboo branch now. I don't know if that is too much. Looks like you're almost all back. Hello. Just doing lots of little areas to make it look like real bamboo is there. Those ones are very clear. I'm going to do some in the background of it as well. And some I'm just going to cross hatch in to make it look like there's bamboo somewhere in there. I'm putting a little curve on some of them to add a little bit of perspective. And there's also trees and things in the background. So, not trees, sorry, but the leaves of the bamboo itself. I'm trying to cover my page as I work on it. Are you all okay? I can see you there, but I can't hear you. Creepy. Can't hear you, meaning I can't see what you're writing. But I'm not buffering anymore, so I don't think it's me. Right. I'm going to try and really fill in some of these so it looks like there's bamboo behind other bamboo. So always start with all of the lighter things in the foreground, and then you can work your way backwards to make it look like there's more depth there. Hello. Turn it sideways for a little bit. A lot of these do have light shining through as well. I might leave some of the rest of that to watercolor when that happens at another time, not in this session. And I'm going to leave some bright spots over here, but also try and get some darker areas in like this to look like bamboo in the background. I think that adds some depth. What do you think? Somebody give me an emoji so I know I'm not alone. I don't mind being alone, but I prefer to know I'm alone than think I'm around people and actually be alone. That feels more lonely. I don't tend to get lonely, but I think that would be one thing that would make me feel it a little bit. I think it's looking quite bamboo-like. No emojis. I feel like this isn't really working at all. Or you guys are talking to me and it's not coming up on my internet connection. I'm gonna keep acting as if you're there. Are you there? Do I have to log out and start again? I hope not, because that would ruin the flow of this. I'm going for a natural flow state. That's one side done. I'm content. And now the other side. The other side will not take as long. Hello. I'm going to pick out the big ones first. You see I'm doing this little trick of adding a bit of shadow. After I put a little curve, I'll add a bit of shadow, go over some of the lines. And again, don't need them all to be exactly the same distance from each other. I guess it helps if you've seen a lot of bamboo in your life. I've seen a lot of bamboo. Me old bamboo. And it is pretty straight, but everything straight is a little bit bent in some way, unless it's totally man-made. These are natural. And the word of today is path. You might be wondering why I think this qualifies. Because there is a path going down the middle of the picture. And also there's a hint at a big old path being in the distance. Just used a bit of an artistic license there with the direction of that branch. And that's fine because it's my art. I think nobody's talking, so the stream is going to pretty sadly end sooner or later without any real goodbyes. I hope that the stream actually did work and that you guys can catch up on it later if you'd like to, because it's not buffering on my end. It's acting as if it's totally fine. So either you guys being dramatic or it's being dramatic, you know. So I hope my voice and everything still registers when this becomes viewable for everybody. We're in the chat talking on Inktober 3 video. Okay, I can see it. Typing in the live stream. I can see and hear you, but you don't seem to be able to see and hear us. Well, I saw those come in, so thank you very much for whoever sent those in. I saw a couple of little Instagram things come up. Are you guys pleased I've managed to turn off all sound on this phone? Gosh, it was not really very easy, unfortunately, but I've managed to do it. You know, I was having trouble with the vibration notifications still coming in. Well, I hope you're having a nice party. You could have a kind of party of guess what Kendall's going to say next. What am I thinking of? I can't see you guys chatting. Isn't that a shame? You know, we all know each other from the days of Hago, and there were all kinds of problems, and Hago said it was the biggest bane of their lives, but little did we know that everyone who was doing anything like that over on all these other programs, all these other channels, was also having a difficult time already. And we gave Hago so much stick. They must have worked their little tushes off. Loads of even, you know, guides that have this kind of technical skill and have done programming or other things gave Hago so much stick, but it takes time, as I think they're proving, you know, on their Together Virtually thing. Sorry I don't have time to add myself to the Together Virtually calendar, but also if I do, it doesn't give me flexibility, and it's not easy to change, so it's just not going to work for me in the way that it is right now, unless it was my own account for me to look at myself, you know. And a big old Buy Me a Coffee newsletter really is coming this week from me, so I'll have to go with that. So this is looking nice. I'm happy with this. I don't really know where I'm going to fit my signature in this time. We'll work it out in a minute. I'll have to put it at the top or something, I think. I've been using a thick pen. Oh, eyelash or something in my eye. Oh, I've been using a thicker pen to try and find a little detail somewhere. Bring it out. I think the little detail is going to be the shadow underneath this part of the fencing, you know. Yeah, that's looking good, I think. A little bit of shadow there. Maybe also this bad boy, this big tree, can have a little look in that regard. And I'm going to add a nice outline. Let me get a few things out of the way. Ugh. Oh, something's a big old eyelash or something has gotten stuck in my eye. Right, I'm going to add a bit of an outline like I've done on the others. Kind of close to the edge, but not totally. Hopefully you get some good ideas for your own artwork ever. I'm going to zoom out. Oh, I thought I could see you guys then, but I still couldn't. So sorry, I hope you appreciate that I've carried on chatting, even though I can't read what you guys put in the chat. If you have got any pennies to spare and feel like chucking a little tip my way, please do. It really does help me live and motivates me to do more of these and other things as well. And also might even give me money to get to other things that cost more money. So please do consider going to buymeacoffee.com/Miss Kendal James. You can find all the links and details for Inktober as well in the description box here. Now, when I go in a moment, because I don't have 1,000 subscribers yet, please like, share, subscribe, etc., comment, all of the above, because it'll help me get the subscribers. But because I don't have those, you might find that in a moment when I disappear, the whole stream disappears, and I'm really sorry if that happens. I'll make it public and it'll be viewable as soon as possible for some of you guys. Now, where on earth am I going to put my signature? Have I given myself a bit of a pickle of a problem? Up here, sideways? down here. Is it a bit too front and center if I do it there? I really should have thought about this. Up here. So I'm doing it. You can't see it. It's too small, but Kendal, James. I'm put a 23 somewhere as well. I've been putting a 23 for the year 2023, which we are in presently. Right, gloves off. I hope you like it. Can you see it very well? Maybe not so well. 1 second. Stay right where you are. Everything, stay. Unplug this. Plug this one in. Let's get a bright light on it. Is it easier to see? Here you are. I hope you can all see it. Anyone who sent me a message, feel free to like say it. Goodbye. I hope you can all hear me saying goodbye. I hope it's inspired you a little bit. This one is Path for today. Yesterday we had spiders. Spidery roots is what I went for mostly. And then before that we had Dream. Tomorrow is Dodge, is going to be the most difficult to find subject matter for, but I'm going to do my utmost. On the back of this one, I just have to write day 3. Day 3 in the Big Brother house. Day 3 was Path. I forgot to write the number hashtag thingy. Here we go. Path. There is a path. You can see a path, right? And it makes you want to go all the way down. Thank you so much. I'll see you later. Thank you.